And good evening, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jean-Luc,
I'm Nick.
and welcome to our Tuesday night chat. We haven't been around in quite some time. You guys might have seen us go MIA, missing in action. Actually, it should be MINA, no action, missing in no action, because we weren't very active. We didn't do much. It was a rough October, November, to tell you, with a lot of sickness, but we're back. We're feeling good. We're feeling motivated. We're excited for the holiday season, which is coming up. I cannot believe it's December right now. That's mind-boggling to me still. Like I'm like, wow, we're going into 2025 in the matter of like maybe 20 days, if that, right? I don't know what day we're in right now. I think we're the 10th. So 21 days. I was pretty close. 21 days. Sorry for the blurry camera, everybody. Our camera seems to be auto adjusting all the time. You guys might not, it might not be too bad for all of you, but for us, it seems very blurry. I'm always like, should I get my eyes checked again? So we want to welcome all of you for joining us tonight. And we just want to basically, what we're going to be doing tonight is going over our Kickstart program is and when it's starting, which you all know it's starting in January. It's coming up. So we're still currently in the kickstand portion, right? Some of you actually purchased the kickstand book. But we're going to go ahead and talk about Kickstart this evening because there's a lot of new members who are joining us for the first time in January.
Yep.
And for all you seasoned folk out there, you experienced Kickstarters, it's always good to get a refresher, right? Like what happens when you're at work, when someone refreshes something that you've already done before, but it puts it back to the forefront instead of in the back files of your brains. It brings it to the front. So we're going to do that. Nick's also going to do a demo of the KickStart dashboard. We're going to talk about our cookbook. We'll also talk about the KickStart book that is now available on Amazon as well as the cookbook. And then we're going to provide you a tutorial for all you new people that haven't used the dashboard and for, again, those experienced ones, because the dashboard has changed a little bit. Nick has been working hard in the background. Even though we might not have been present online as much, there's been a lot of work going back there. The cookbooks, the journal, it was a lot of we devoted a lot of time in making sure that those were out and ready to go for January. So let's go ahead and start really quick about a quick start about Kickstart. How funny is that? A quick start about Kickstart. So let's give you a little bit of a history about Kickstart. So Kickstart really started off in last year in Christmas time.
Yeah.
Right as we were on our cruise in December, and Nick gets COVID on December 25th, and we're locked in a room for 5 days.
Not this year. We're staying home.
Not this year. We're staying home. Exactly. But Nick gets locked in a room for 5 days, and the two of us were talking about all sorts of things, and the talk about when were we at our, I don't want to say happiest, but when were we seeing a lot of success? When we were feeling at our best? And it was when we were doing the things we love and we were committed to those things. And so we started talking about this whole, being committed to stuff and things like that. And it brought up this whole idea of commandments, which we decided to change it to commitments. But we also realized that it was because we all always have goals. We always have goals that we want to achieve, either being health, wellness, finance, a career goal of some kind. Those are goals that all of us have, and everybody's goal is different. It could be a retirement goal. Maybe you're planning to retire and you want to make sure that these are steps you take in order to retire. But goals are huge. And how do you achieve a goal is by breaking it down. And yes, we've heard of SMART goals and we've heard of all these things. But we really realize that making a commitment to the smallest little thing actually has a huge impact on your journey. And so we thought, guess what? Let's bring 10 commitments together for 42 days. Let's not be like the Mecca and try to do this for the rest of our lives. Let's do it.
We also have experimenting. We've been experimenting for the last 2 years. 3 years really, if you think about it. We had P3 retreats. Those were too short. Then we had the P3 90 days, which we felt were too long.
Yeah.
And then we had the monthly, which felt never ending. And so we've understood based on doing all these different iterations that doing something for too long sometimes makes you lose interest. So we try to find a sweet medium, and that's why we went with 42 days.
And that's why we did do 42 days. So for those of you who are new, we've actually already had a very first kickstart, and that was in the fall. It lasted 42 days. And unfortunately, Nick and I both got sick. And so this is the one thing that we really want to emphasize when it comes to the Kickstart program. Things are going to happen in your life. Things are going to throw either a wrench. There's going to be a wrench thrown in your plan, or, you know, as Nick likes to use the analogy of a big metal rod in your tires when you're driving down when you're riding your bike, and things get put to a halt. But when you're committing to something and you've actually, not going to lie, have written it down, and you've written it over and over and over and over and over again, it's funny how even if certain things have fallen off, certain things stick. So that's what this whole idea of commitments during your Kickstart program came from.
One of the reasons that we came up with Kickstart as well and commitments, because Jean-Luc and I have been on many different wellness weight loss programs. We were on Weight Watchers. That's where most people know us from. We were very successful on Weight Watchers. Then we did P3, and then we just tried to do stuff on our own. And one of the things that we realized is that not one formula fits all. And what do I mean by that is that, you know, some things that I can do that work for my wellness might not work for you. And so that's why sometimes it's really hard in this world to focus on the same goals, because we're not all working on the same thing. We're all trying different things. And that's where Kickstart comes in. It's normalizing 10 commitments. No one knows what you're trying to work on.
Nope.
No one knows what those 10 commitments are.
Unless you decide to share them yourself.
Unless you decide to share them, but no one knows. So you can literally work on anything, but everyone else is also working on 10 things. And that's where the normalization, why everybody gets to be able to help each other, because we welcome anyone from any community.
And definitely, anybody from any community is always welcome to join us. We will do anything we possibly can to make sure that, you know, everybody feels supported in any way possible. So one thing I do want to talk about is, one thing I do want to get into is how important it is to know that you all have goals that you want to achieve. But regardless of the goal, Kickstart is for everybody. It doesn't matter what your goal is, right? As long as you are there for yourself and you're making yourself the number one priority, because that's where the commitments come in. Don't commit to something for somebody else. Make sure these commitments reflect you. And there's an actual exercise in the book that Nick will go through explaining how to go about doing your commitments and everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Nick.
So we will talk about the book soon.
Oh, I thought you said that though.
Yes, but that was yes, it's fine. So we will talk about the dashboard shortly, but one of the few things we want to talk about is how does Kickstart work? So Kickstart's based on 10 commitments. We just talked about this. We just said, you know, we will ask you guys to develop 10 commitments. Well, actually it's 9. Number one still picked for you this time. There's no getting out of it.
So you might be wondering, well, what's the difference between a goal and a commitment? I think that's really important for us to emphasize, right? Goals are a huge thing that you want to achieve, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's something big. So if, for example, I want to lose 100 pounds, okay? And I'm not saying anyone should say that could be an end goal for who knows how long, but how do you get to that 100 pounds? Do you set a commitment to say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in 42 days? Not realistic, right? So your goal is basically being broken down into small, minute, little achievements.
And that's where the Kickstart book comes in. So this is an optional book. You do not have to get it. It's not necessary to do Kickstart with it. You can do the whole program without it. This is just an additional tool that will help you, guide you throughout the 42 days. In it, you have a lot of stuff in there. First of all, it
is also available on PDF if you're not interested in getting the actual copy of a book.
So the book actually walks you through an exercise on how to get yourself ready for Kickstart. It will show you how to find your commitments, what steps you need to do to get there. It'll show you how to begin finding your goals. It'll show you how to use a dashboard. It has all the instructions on what you need to follow to do Kickstart for 42 days. Now, what is Kickstart? It's tracking your commitments. That's what's the main and only thing you need to do in Kickstart. It's the main and only thing you need to do, because that's the only thing you're agreeing with us by signing up to Kickstart. Your number one commitment by signing up is saying, I am going to track my commitments each and every single day for 42 days.
And what does that mean? Did he say I'm going to do everything for 42 days? No, because you don't know if you're going to be able to achieve it exactly perfectly for 42 days. But the goal is to track it even if you don't do it. Does that make sense? You're still going to track even if a day you did not achieve that commitment.
And I'll show you guys on a dashboard what tracking looks like so you guys have an idea. So what's going to happen is every day you're going to have your 10 commitments. You're going to have written them down in your book. And then every week you're going to track them. There's actually a section in the book called Commitment Tracker for your weekly commitment trackers. And you can actually write your 10 commitments there. And that's where you will track during the week how you're doing. Then on our website, there's actually a tracking page. You will actually be going there every day to submit your tracker. This tracker will include a multitude of information, and we'll go on. I'll show you guys in a bit. But that's essentially the only thing you have to do for Kickstart. You don't need to book. You don't need to come on our sessions. You don't need to do step. You don't have to eat our recipes. You don't have to buy Epicure. You don't have to look at us. All you need to do is 10 commitments and log on every day and submit them. That's all you need to do for 42 days. Why are we asking you to track? There's a big reason why we're asking you to do this. It's because we're all creatures of wanting to complete things. We all want to get a gold star. I know we were Weight Watchers members. Everybody remember the gold stars, Bravos? Everybody remember those? So we have built a Bravo kind of system for all of you for Kickstart. So how does that work? Every day, you're going to submit your tracker. That means you get a point. At the end of...
He likes to cover my face, everybody.
I'm looking over there. Seriously. At the end of the day, you will get... When you submit your... You made me mess up now. I don't even know what I was talking about.
The importance of tracking.
Yeah, I lost it.
It is very important for you to track, and that's what basically the goal to Kickstart is tracking. Track. Why? Because tracking builds habits. That's exactly what's going to happen. The more you track, the more you're thinking about your commitments, the more it becomes such a pattern, which then turns into a routine. And that's exactly what you want. When you want these commitments, and as soon as you make these commitments happen, it's helping you achieve that final goal. It's not like the commitment you have is going to have, it might take you some time still to create that goal and achieve that goal. But by doing it small little bits at a time, you end up changing huge aspects and parts of your life.
So one of the things that we're going to help you get to is feeling achievements. So like we were saying about the gold stars from Weight Watchers, we were raised to get gold stars, A+, 100% scores. So you're going to get a Kickstart score. And how that score is calculated is just based on how many times you submit your tracker. So that means if you submit your tracker every day, you'll receive a diamond status at the end, 100%, and you'll get a certificate that says you got your 100%. You submitted your tracker every day. Does that mean you got everything on your tracker every day? No. It means that you got it, you submitted your tracker every day, because that's all we care about. We don't care if you get all of your commitments or not. That's not us. We're not here to
You're the one that should be caring about that.
You're the one who has to care about your commitments. We're just here to try to help you, give you tools to make you want to achieve them for 42 days. So number one, we just said it was getting your Kickstart score. Number two is the more stuff you do with us, the more ballots you get. So some of you are wondering, but Nick, we had a fall contest. You haven't picked the winners yet. I know. Believe me, we're trying to build a prize page right now. We will be picking a contest winner for fall. It's coming. And we're doing the same thing for Kickstart January, Kickstart Winter 2025. Every time you do something, you get ballots. The more things you do, the more ballots you get. Some people in the fall got over 150 ballots. I think I know you people might know who some of them are, but some people got over 150 ballots for just doing step classes, for joining us in our live chats. And so that's another way, another incentive, because you could possibly win some prizes at the end of the 42 days. There's another way to try to make you want to do this. But the main thing, why would you want to do this? This is for you. We are literally allowing you to build a plan for yourself, and it can be done on anything you're doing. If you're a Weight Watchers member, your commitment number one could be, I want to track my points at Weight Watchers for 42 days. That could be your first commitment right there. And that's going to try to enforce another habit on something you're already working on.
And again, it's that repetitiveness, right? You're putting in a book, you're writing it down, you're looking at it every single day and admitting to yourself, yes, I did do this. And I'm being very honest with myself. Nope, guess what? I didn't do it. We'll go into more of these as far as like talking about how we're tracking as the next couple of weeks progress before the actual Kickstart starts in January. But there's other really important things too. Is the things we want to talk about is we have a sidekick market where you can find other people who are on the Kickstart program as well, that you can meet people in your area so you can like plan walks, plan activities, go out for lunch. And I know that sounds silly, and I know it's not easy for everybody to do that, but knowing that this is a safe environment and that we all are here to support each other and we're all here to achieve maybe different goals, but no matter what, everybody has goals they want to achieve, and we can support each other in this by doing it this way.
We also offer step classes. So step classes will be available in January. Our schedule will be full on in January. So back to full on schedules. We're also encouraging you all to use Strike Kick, which is a walking app that allows you to do walking challenges. So we have a Strike Kick challenge area. We also use Step Up, another app that helps you increase your steps. We also have weekly chats with lots of special guests coming. We have a lot of guests. We actually ran out of space, so we had to add sessions on Mondays some weeks because we had too many guests.
And we didn't want to say no to anybody.
So we actually have a few extra sessions throughout the throughout the 6 weeks, because also we're away for 1 week.
We are. We're in
Costa Rica. Yeah, so we'll be in Costa Rica for
like 47 days.
So we will be going live from Costa Rica one night. So
we will. And also know that all the live and virtual components are all basically at your own will, at your own discretion. You're not obligated to attend anything. All of these sessions are also recorded. So if ever you are not able to attend it live in Zoom or on Facebook or whatever other social media platform you're watching us on, you're always able to go to our YouTube channel and watch the session via YouTube or directly from our website.
Exactly. And that's what we try to foster on with everything we do. We want you guys to build a community. This is all about community. We realized when we lost most of our weight, we were a part of a community. And then COVID came and we still had a community. We were really going strong. And then that community kind of since disappeared. And we're trying to build that back up. And this is what this is all about. It's about all of us across the world who've lost that sense of community, or we need that help to get through something or a challenge we're trying to get through that we want help for. But we just don't know where to look out for it. This is where we come in. This is where we're trying to be there for you guys for January, because also it's a very difficult time of year.
For all of us.
It's a very hard time of year. January, February is a very hard time of year. So if you have a community behind you and all of us are there to help each other, I think we'll help all of us get through that hard time and get through to spring.
And you're asking yourself, well, how do I get engaged with this community? Where do I do that? Well, there's the private Facebook group, which is only for Kickstart members. So those of you who are currently registered in the Kickstart program should already be in that private Kickstart group. There's also on our website, as well as for only Kickstart members, a forum where you guys can post, where you guys can do almost everything you can do on Facebook, but on our website. And that's where a lot of the time you'll be spending, because everything will now be posted on the actual website, which Nick is about to
I'm going to
review for all of you.
Demo right now. So here we go. I'm actually going to do you a quick demo today of certain things for the website, just to show you a quick demo. I plan to do more tutorial sessions as we get closer to the actual stop share, wrong screen. Right here. There we go. So, so I plan to do more tutorial sessions. I plan to do a phone tutorial session as well at some point to show you guys how to use our website on a phone. I really went to town to try to make this website as user-friendly, as easy to use as possible. I'm very encouraged by the fact that there's almost 200 people signed up. We're almost right there. We're about 8 people left before we're at 200 people registered for Kickstart. And no one's had issues registering. So, for those of you who were around for the old P3 days, You guys can understand how I'm feeling right now. So let's show you the website. So when you log on to our website, jeanlucandnick.com, this is the main splash page that will load. You'll see, just general information about us. You can scroll down. But what you really need to care about first is joining KickStart. So this is where you go first to see, am I already a member? Do I need to join? So you click on Join KickStart, and it'll load the KickStart page. Once you load that, you can read about KickStart, what it's all about, basically what we just talked about today. It gives you more of in-depth of what we're actually doing throughout the 42 days. It's also in-depth in here as well. So this book really guides you through everything as well. And at the bottom, it'll show you you're not logged in, log in to check status. So if you've never been a member of jeanlucandnick.com, you'll need to create an account. So just register, just pull in your information there, submit it, you're done. But if you've already been a member before, if you've already done our STEC classes, if you're here tonight and you haven't filled out this form, come in here. You can actually log in at the top. I'll log in right now to show you what it does. Once you log in, it'll actually update. Let me refresh. It'll say that I'm registered. So as you can see, because I'm registered, the form disappeared. So that means I'm good. So if you're not sure if you're registered, just log on and you'll be able to see. It's that simple. If you're not sure, just submit the form. I will fix stuff in the background. There's a few of you I found you had 3 accounts. I merged them. For some of you had multiple accounts, so I figured it all out and I merged them all that. So I'm fixing all this in the background. And you'll also notice that it says here, you are registered, access dashboard. So you can just click on that and it'll bring you to our dashboard. This is the page you'll want to keep handy throughout the entire 42 days. It has everything you need for you to do KickStart.
And I'm going to add one thing. It works very well on a mobile device, but we'll show that at a different time.
Yes, we'll show that at a different time on a mobile device. At the top, you'll see there's a button too. It says Access Dashboard. So if you ever on our website and you're not sure how to get back, just click on that. It's at the top of every page, and you can just get right back to the dashboard. You'll also notice there's a new thing. It welcomes you. I made it personalized, and it wishes people happy birthday. So happy birthday to Rose. It's her birthday today. So if you're here or watching, your happy birthday. And on your birthday, you'll get a special message to show up. So I can't wait till the first person to see it and post it. So if your birthday is coming up, check out the dashboard on your birthday. Below that, you have a menu with multiple menu options. These are all important things. I won't show you all of them today. I'll just kind of walk through each of them and what they're for, and then you can go explore for yourself after the fact. It's also described in the book as well what each section is for. So introduce yourself is your first step. It's actually one of the first things that you need to do for KickStart. Even if you've been here before, I'm looking at you. People have been here since the beginning. You still got to go in there and submit your little hello welcome. It's part of the whole process.
Yes, because you never want to not introduce yourself to the new members,
exactly.
Right? We always want to make sure that we're reintroducing ourselves because you might meet a different accountability buddy at that point in time, right?
Exactly.
There's never enough accountability friends or
accountability buddies.
Yes, exactly. Or sidekicks. Sidekicks. I like a sidekick. Sidekick.
So that's where you go to introduce yourself. Profile. This is to update your profile. We would really appreciate if you would change your little picture, put a little picture of yourself, put your name. Why?
Your first name, at least. You don't need to put your last name.
No, you put an initial if you want.
Yeah, we get that.
Just because we wanted to see your faces.
And not only that, I don't want to call you Mr. Beans if that's what you, unless you really want to be known as Mr. Beans.
Yeah. Track your commitments. So I will actually show you that page right now. So track your commitments is your tracking page. Remember I was saying earlier, every day you have to track once a day. So when you load it up, it looks like this. It's been simplified a lot from our fall session. It's actually a single form. All you need to do when you log in is put in your first name, last name, your email. Choose the date you're submitting for. So if you're submitting for today, choose December 10th. But if you're submitting for a past date because you've missed a day, submit for a past date. That's allowed as well. You can also submit multiple times. So say, the first submission, you realize you made a mistake, just resubmit the entire form with everything we selected again, and it'll overwrite your older form. This is not instantaneous though. This takes 24 hours to get updated. So do not, like, I put that a lot on the website. A lot of these things I have to do a lot of manual work behind the scenes. So it won't be updated right away, but you'll slowly, every day, you'll see stuff updating, and I'll have a status indicating when the last update was done. There's a few extra options you'll see. So first is, did I complete my commitment? So you check the boxes of the commitments you've completed. Number one should always be checked. Why? Number one is I'm going to track every day. So technically, you're going to get 100% on number one if you're here every day. That's the point. Now, next here is I completed the daily tasks. I'll talk about this in a few seconds when we talk about the book. I completed today's fitness task. Again, I'll talk about it in the book. I completed a step class, which expands and allows you to choose how many classes you did that day. So if you did basic and advanced, and then the type of class you did, was it, no, I can't.
Because you have both selected, maybe?
No.
Nope.
I don't know why I can't select it.
He will be troubleshooting that afterwards.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. I'll change that after. There. I attended watch a chatter cooking show. This is why I need to test. I attended watch a chatter cooking show. So if, for example, today you were tracking, you could check that off and say I attended a chat or cooking show. And there's also I wanted to submit my weight, because we're also going to allow you guys to track your weight with KickStart this time. This is something that a lot of people requested, with stats appearing on your stats page as you progress throughout the 42 days.
Weight is not required. And as you can see in the tracker, your commitments are not written there. You would be referring back to your book to know what your commitment number one is, commitment number two, right? So just to reiterate that.
So let's go back to the main dashboard. Remember I was saying about, I said one of the check boxes on the tracker was I completed a daily task. So daily tasks. We actually created, you guys, daily things to do for KickStart. Meaning these are small activities, things that we know will help you to focus on your journey. What you do is there's two ways to find it. If you go into your book, you'll notice that each corner of the book has a QR code. You can actually scan that with your camera. And on your phone, it'll take you directly. Jean-Luc will do it right now. It'll take you directly to day 0 or day 1. So Jean-Luc is doing it right now. And voila. He just scanned it with his camera. And now day.
Is it showing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Day 1 is loaded. See? So you can use those QR codes are all over this book. This is why we're saying this book is a very important tool. If you're not sure how to find stuff, you have QR codes everywhere in this book showing you places that you can click where you can find our recipes. It's all in here. We also included, for your information, the recipes that we'll be doing throughout KickStart for our Thursday cooking shows, so you can cook along with us. The QR codes are listed as well as page numbers, because we have our first ever cookbook that just came out. So if you look at this book here, it'll say chicken balls is the recipe on page 52.
Page 52, chicken balls.
And voila.
Chicken balls.
So you can actually use this book with our recipe book to find everything you need for KickStart using both books. If you don't have the recipe book, that's okay. You can just use the QR code to go to our website to access the recipe from our website. So like I said, it's an optional tool, but it would really help you guys out. And like we said, the PDF version is also available as well. So there's that version as well. Daily tasks. So I'll show you guys an example of what daily tasks look like, because day 0 is really what you guys are going to be working on until January 13th. Okay. So day 0 is what you guys need to do to get yourself ready for KickStart. There's a bunch of things here. Finalize your 10 commitments. Write a letter for day 43. Visit the Sidekick market. Find yourself a buddy. Join Step Up and Strike Kick. Edit your profile. It's all in here. There's also a section called Fitness Task. Remember I said on your daily tracker, there was a fitness challenge. So you come here every day. It'll show you what the challenge is.
And the fitness challenge is not a commitment, right? You can do one day a fitness challenge and the next day you don't have to do it. If you want to do it for the 42 days, that is completely up to you.
Exactly. And you can click on Access Challenge. It'll actually show you the options you have every day with the exercise guides, with videos demonstrating you all the exercises that are part of this challenge. So say, for example, I will show you guys day 1 because day 0 has nothing. So let's go back to day 1. So let's pick day 1, an actual first day of KickStart. you'll notice the kickstart task for that day is upper body push-up variations. If you're a beginner, you're doing 3 rounds of 8 wall push-ups. You click on the access challenge, you come here, how do I do wall push-ups? Come up here, you watch the video, you do the challenge for the day. If you're intermediate or moderate, you take the moderate option, or if you're advanced, you take the advanced option. This is easily, and you can change every day because each day of the week is a different body part. Mondays are upper body, Tuesdays are lower body, one day's core, another day's cardio. So each and every single day, there's different activities for you to do, and you get to track it. You'll also notice there's a little like red fine print below this. These are telling you how many ballots you're going to get in the Kickstart contest for completing these things. So if you complete your daily task, which today's the first day's task is, write down 3 things you're grateful for today. That's your first day task. If you do it, don't send it to me. I don't need to see it. No, I don't want to know what it is.
This is very much on the honor system.
It's their own. You can post it in a group if you are on the forum. It's up to you. But all you have to do is say, I did it, and check box it. Same with the fitness tracker. You're going to say, today I'm going to do the upper body. When you do it, you don't need to submit a photo anymore. You don't need to do any of that. All you need to do is check box saying, I did it today. And that's all you need to do.
And why are we doing the honor system? Because if you're not being honest with yourself,
you're just going to hurt yourself.
You're the only person that's going to end up regretting it, right? So that is the main thing about making sure that you're being honest with yourself when you are committing to doing these little things.
If you want to join a step class, you can do it straight from here. You can actually access recorded classes from this button here, or you can sign up for a step class straight from this day 1 task, day 1 page. You can also access our events that are coming up or watch old events. And you can also access a tracker from here as well. So everything's interconnected. It's very easy to navigate. So you guys should be able to easily find your way back to the dashboard again. The next section is your stats. Remember, I was talking to you about your status, your diamond status, your gold status. Oh, see, that one's not working. See, that's why I have to fix stuff. Kickstart stats. There we go. I know where to go. So for this one, there's nothing on there now because my scorecard is empty. But this page is going to show you, every day, how many of your commitments did you complete? The total number of commitments you completed. Did you complete the daily task? Did you join a chat? This is all going to be written on here. Why? So you guys can verify. Remember I was saying earlier, if you made a mistake, I forgot to submit something, you can come and check here and then say you missed something, you can resubmit later.
So you can see the columns. It says date, number 1, 2, 3, if you want to run your mouse. So those are, and above is a legend. So as the days progress, the 42 days, dates are going to be added below. So you're going to have the first date, January 13th, January 14th, the 15th, as long as you tracked on those days. If you haven't, it will be blank. And
it'll say 0.
It'll say 0. So then you can now go back to your daily tracker and resubmit for the days that you missed. Okay. We'll be reiterating this as we go along as well.
Visit the private Facebook group. This is the Kickstart group that we've talked to you about. If you're a member, I would suggest you join there. It's a private community. We do not allow anybody to join unless they're members of our website. So we actually have a verification system going. So please, if you want to join the group, just sign up to Kickstart and we'll invite you to the group. There's also our public Facebook group. So a lot of people ask us, what's the difference between Hello at Jean-Luc and Nick and Kickstart? Kickstart is yours. Kickstart is your group. It's your group to share your own journeys, what you're going through. Hello is where we share ours.
Yes.
Hello is a public forum, a lot more members.
Not everybody is part of Kickstart everybody in Hello might not be part of Kickstart.
Exactly. So that's why we had the differences. You can join a step class, our cooking shows, the forum. So this basically shows you all the different areas of our website, including a frequently asked questions. So I would highly suggest that people come here if you have anything you're not sure about, because I've actually worked through all this recently, and it answers almost every question I can think of. So if you're wondering, how does the Kickstart score calculate? It's all written here. How, what are daily tasks? How does this all work? It's all in the frequently asked questions section, so you can actually use that to, learn about different areas of the website. And today's session is being recorded and actually going to become a tutorial video. So you'll be seeing me right now. If you're watching me, you're watching a tutorial video because I'm doing it right now. Below this is how to enhance your Kickstart journey. And as it says, take your experience to the next level. But again, it's completely optional. You do not have to get any of these. So you can buy either a cookbook from Amazon. There's also a PDF version. You can click on the PDF workbook here. You'll see the actual PDF version of.
There's no PDF. Is there a PDF
Yes.
version of the cookbook as well?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
You just click on the buy here, and it'll bring you to the other one. And then our workbook on Amazon, and you can order it from Australia, the UK, US, and Canada. So it's available in all four countries. And below is how you get ready. Again, same things as your day zero. I'm repeating it multiple times. It'll be in emails multiple times. This is what you guys need to complete when you guys start your Kickstart journey or before you start your Kickstart journey. And then below that, sessions. These went up today. So if you're wondering what's happening throughout the entire 42 days, you can actually come and see here right now all the events that we're having happening, our special guests, and what's happening throughout the entire 42 days. Other sections of our website, you can actually, if you're looking to purchase Epicure products, you can click on Epicure at the top here. We are Epicure ambassadors. Jean-Luc and I are using them a lot in our recipes. So if you're interested,
some tonight.
Yeah, we use some tonight. You can also go to Amazon, which are products we use on Amazon. That's where you can also get our book. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the dashboard. Let's take off the share, and I'll give you that.
That's the book. Wrong one. It's this one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the cookbook. The cookbook is a dream come true for Nick and I. We've been asked about making a cookbook forever. And so we decided to take some of our most famous and popular recipes that we've had in the past. There's past recipes here from my 2-ingredient dough that I've been making for eons, all the way to my benagels, my banana oat bake, my granolas in here. What's really, really cool too is, let's say, some people just like the tangible cookbook and they can actually just be in it and write in it and do whatever you want to it. But we also, for each recipe, also included a QR code. So if you want to see the recipe on the website as well, instead, you can find the recipe on the website as well. This is almost like a dream come true. All the recipes that are in the 42-day Kickstart program are in this recipe book. So you can get both or not, or just go from this one, from the Kickstart book. Another cool thing too is this is also going to be the cookbook that we're going to be using for the next Kickstart as well. So we're just going to
We're not coming out with
we're not going to come up with another for every Kickstart. There's no way. There's no way I can physically do that. Yeah. But we're going to use more of the recipes from this one in the next Kickstart as well.
And so another recipe book will come out.
Yes.
In the summer.
Maybe this summer we will have a second recipe book that comes out. It was a lot of fun to work on this.
A lot of work.
And I
had to redo the books multiple times because of Amazon.
Yeah. And we're so happy that there are a bunch of you that have already purchased it. It means the world to us that you guys are actually wanting this cookbook. It's kind of fun. And yes, if you're coming to Costa Rica and you bring it with you, we'll sign it.
We'll sign any books.
We'll sign anything. We just like signing it.
This page and any book we create is dedicated as a page for us to sign for you.
And to thank you guys.
Thank you.
For all the support you guys have given us throughout these years.
Somewhere down the street and you have your book, just have us sign it. We will sign it because that's why we did that. We really are grateful. We never thought people would buy our books. When we did our first Kickstart book and 100 people bought the book, we're like, what? So okay, I guess people like books. So I really worked hard on this one.
I'm giving all the credit to this one to Nick because I barely touched the Kickstart book. I was working on the cookbook.
I worked really hard on this. I changed the design
multiple times
because I didn't like something.
And then Amazon told him he had to change it a few times too.
Yeah, and I had to redo the entire thing twice. So it was a lot of work, but I really like the final product. You'll notice that
it's color coded.
So each day of the week has a specific color, so it helps you. So Saturdays are always pink. In the book, there's, like we said earlier, there's instructions and there's also places. So I'll show you here. I'll show you guys some of this stuff in here. So as you're getting yourself ready for Kickstart, the book will actually show you how to track. It'll also show you how to find your commitments. It has a spot for you to write your letter to yourself, your day 43 letter. So this is a letter, preparing yourself for what you want to achieve by the end of Kickstart. You also have in here where you're going to start tracking. And the beauty of this book is that, and we've heard a lot of benefits or people liking this, it fits in purses. We've heard. It's a very small pocketbook. It fits in almost anything.
But
So
not
I
so
know,
small that you feel you can't write
yeah,
in it. Guess what, ladies? I don't remember who asked, but look at there's lines.
you
He
won.
added lines. I won.
You won.
Yay!
You won.
For us people who
You know how long it took to figure that out?
for us people who write like in a diagonal way without lines.
So every day, the actual page show you again, like I said, the QR code to access the daily tasks and a fitness challenge. Beside that is our daily schedule. So what's happening that day for Kickstart. But please always refer to our website because changes can happen if a guest cancels or if we can't do a session because something happens. So always check the website for last minute. You have a place to put your daily journal. You also have a space to put your meals every day, and I reordered people have been asking, a water tracker. You also have a sleep log and an activity journal. And then at the ends of each week, you have a section to write your reflections for the next week. And then you also have a spot to transfer your weekly commitments and write them then there again and continue the following week.
We strongly urge you to rewrite your commitments every week. I know it sounds silly, but what did you do as a child when you need to study for a spelling bee test or an exam? I remember one of the methods my mom would make me do is rewrite it over and over and over again till it got to the point where I didn't have to write it anymore because it was so ingrained in my brain and in my thoughts.
So if you're looking to purchase any of these books, it's all on our website, jeanlucandnick.com, JeanLucandnick.com. So if you go there, you'll be able to easily find them. And we're both super excited for Kickstart. We both have gained a lot of weight this year. Yeah. Let's just blurt it out, like the truth. I've gained about 70 pounds this year, and
we're not lying.
And we're not lying about it. We know we have, and it's a combination of life, health, losing Keikos. All these things have affected our mental state and has made it really hard for us to really focus on ourselves this year. We were not focusing on that. So we are at a similar, not same spot, but a similar spot that we were in 2017. When you guys know we joined Weight Watchers and lost all our weight. We're feeling at a similar spot that we want to focus again, but we want to do it our own way this time. We're trying to find a way to create a life for us that's sustainable. Something we've wanted to do all this time, and now we're actually even working on a meal plan that we're going to create for ourselves that we're going to test out.
Yep.
We're testing it out. I don't know. We're not sharing with anybody. Sorry, everybody. We're testing it out first. But if it works, we will share with all of you what we've done. And remember, we're not nutritionists. We're just showing you what we're going to be eating. And so that's to come because Kickstart isn't ending after winter 2025. Because Jean-Luc and I have kind of
Sorry, there was two kitties in face to face.
Jean-Luc and I have kind of agree with our schedule for the year. So Kickstart will end on February 23rd for the winter session. We will have about 2 months off of 2 months. He does this all the time. 2 months off with Kickstand. After Kickstand, we will return in April for another Kickstart, 42 days, and then we will be off the entire summer. Jean-Luc and I are taking the summer off. And then in September, we will return for a third Kickstart with, again, Kickstand bridging the gap until January. So if you're wondering the pattern, that's what's going to be. We're also going to be taking more breaks. Jean-Luc and I have realized that we need to take some time for ourselves. So when Kickstart ends, we will actually be taking 2 weeks off to get ourselves to recharge. Not everything, step classes, none.
And again, one of the huge things that we know things evolve and things change. So we're always open to that. I think as people, the more you are open and willing to accept change and evolution, things end up being better for you, because if you stay stagnant all the time and do the same thing over and over again, you sometimes get lost in the mix. But if you're willing to keep your eyes open, and as we are, and we're going to adapt Kickstart and every single time.
Yeah, we'll learn.
You might see some things that might not change, and there'll be times that we're going to change it completely, potentially.
Well, you guys saw the tracker changed, right?
Yes.
I realized how much of a pain it was for all of you, and it was for me.
Sorry, Klutzy Cat is behind us right now and fell off the table again.
So yeah, as I was saying, You guys probably noticed I changed the tracking because it was a mess. It was hard for me to keep track of. I fixed it. I'm trying, we're both trying slowly as we're doing each Kickstart to find ways to find more ways to motivate you, noticing things that maybe are not motivating you guys. So we're trying our best. We're hoping that just January, all of us can just kick it off and just achieve all these amazing goals and work together for 42 days and see where we get to.
So, on that note, we want to thank you all, first of all, for being here tonight. But we do want to remind you, if you haven't registered yet, to go register for Kickstart. You still have some time. And
There's
honestly, there's no deadline. So even if you decide, oh, I don't know, and then on January 30th, you're saying maybe I should have joined that Kickstart thing. Join.
Yeah.
Nothing's stopping you. We're not going to say, I can't believe you didn't join on the 13th. When you commit to something, you could commit to it at any time.
Exactly.
But when you do it as a group, you're more likely to do it.
Yeah, and we can't wait to do this with all of you. We hope that you guys share this with your friends and your other coworkers, your family. We would love to just be able to inspire a lot of people. We're actually also trying to write to TV stations right now about this because, we're
Get the word out there.
Get the word out because, anybody can join. So if you know someone that's struggling with something and they need to work on something, they need some support, tell them about Kickstart. Anybody can join. It's open to all, everywhere for anything anybody wants to work on.
Definitely.
So we'll end the live chat and then we'll stay in Zoom to answer questions for all of you. But for those of you who are watching out there in social media land, we are hoping you'll join us. If you have any questions, just send us an email, hello@jeanlucandnick.com.
Yes.
Or visit our website. You can contact us there. And we're also on Facebook. So just message us and we'll answer any questions. And TikTok, Instagram, we're everywhere.
Blue Sky.
Or like, what was it? CDTV everywhere, I think. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So thanks for watching. We're going to end the live stream.
Bye, TikTok. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. See you soon.